Hey, did you see, what did they find recently? They found a drug tunnel, right, from Cali to Mexico?
No, it was deep, dude. It was like deep, like all the way. I don't want to say it was past TJ.
But it was deep, like it's from Cali to into Mexico, right?
Yeah, into Mexico, and I'm like, yo, that was wild. Man.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact. I mean, you got to think, man. You can't really be above ground with any of that. You know what I mean? And I'm sure, like you were saying, man, people can be smuggled drugs in the ocean anymore. They still are doing the underwater submarines and stuff too.
They just look like big cocaine pellets. They make those. I
watch Narcos.
You ever seen To Catch a Smuggler? Whoa, that show. You ever seen that? Oh man, you gotta start watching this show, man. It is the.
What's it on Netflix?
I think I've been watching it on Hulu, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
They have different editions. The American one is one, and then the other one is I watched the Madrid one, and then they have a Brazil one. And I'm just sitting there watching this stuff, and it just. And then you just see all kinds of people go through it, bro. Like every kind of person going through it. Like a viejito that like you're like, come on, dude, you're 80 years old. Why did you even talk to this? There's a viejito. He was like, he's like, ¿Es todo lo que usted tiene? You know what I mean? They're telling him, is that all you got? And then he was like, no. And then he's like, ¿Qué más tiene? Me tragué 120 pellets. Like he swallowed 120 pellets. I was like, dude, you're like 70 years old. They take him to the hospital, and then they make him sit in a bucket. Like in front of him, handcuffed to the wall, and the dude has to like, you know, like
pass him.
Pass him on. You hear the things go. And I was just like, oh man, that is
I mean,
it is crazy, bro. And the crazy part is when they give him the phone call. He's like, "Usted tiene una llamada de llamar a una persona," and the person's like, "Hello, mama."
I mean, when you think about, I mean, essentially that's a drug mule, right? Like you decide you're gonna like swallow all this and carry it in, and everything's cool, or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like, how much money would you consider that for?
You know what? The messed up part about it is that the people that get caught up most of the times, because there's some of them that they're pros at it. You could tell. They're sitting there. He was like, "Pues qué querías que hiciera?" Like, you know, they're like, "What do you want me to do?" But there's those other individuals that like. They call this dude that he's like he talks to his daughter because she's sick or something like that, and he's like, "Look, man, this is how I've been paying for my daughter's like bills and stuff, and me and my wife been doing this." And then he calls a babysitter, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I did this for your future," and he has to face like 6 to 9 years. And you see different cases, but most of them they're out of desperation, dog. Like they'll go to like little pueblitos, or they'll go to like to the elderly who like they know they don't have nobody helping them out, and they promise them like 20 G's and all this stuff. And most of them, that's a decoy too, bro.
Damn.
They have real solid methods on how to import these drugs, but they know if they get somebody caught up that they consider a big enough fish to put all the attention at that point, they'll use that while there's other people going through because they're like, oh, we got to work on this case.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. That game is wild, bro. It's scary. I get scared for some of those people. It gives me anxiety sometimes, bro.
Dude, have you?
When I watch it, I was like, man.
Here's the drug tunnel you're talking about.
Drug tunnels, connected to U.S.
They found in May. So it's connected from Tijuana all the way to San Diego at a warehouse.
That's enough space.
Look at that.
You can smoke on the way there.
Dude,
there's probably thousands of those.
531 meters long. 60. They said the tunnel was 61 feet deep and 4 meters wide.
Oh, wow.
Wow, dude. So that,
dude, look at that.
You could stand up in that, dude.
No, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Some crazy tunnels.
The attorney said about 2,000 pounds of cocaine and about 200 pounds of meth were distributed through there.
Hell yeah,
Probably
they were.
more.
Yeah.
Probably way more.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, how many of you like to get high?
You know that the drug game is getting wild out there, bro. Like not that I'm over here on the scene, but like I keep watching these soft white and underbelly interviews, and it's this guy who interviews a lot of people in Skid Row and you know the bums and the homeless and all the different type of variations of individuals that are out there.
Yeah.
And the new thing is they're putting this trank into the dope, like the elephant tranquilizer.
What?
Yeah, they're putting this elephant tranquilizer into the dope. So like people they want, they're already, because people develop an addiction to fentanyl. So once they develop an addiction to that, it's like anything else. It's not gonna hit anymore. So they're trying to give them something that they feel validated, and they're putting trank in it, right? But if you don't shoot it into the vein and you miss and you hit like your muscles or something like that, you start getting lesions, like, you know what I mean? So you start getting like your muscles start getting rotten because you get an infection. So you have all these crazy type of
Right.
all these new type of homeless out there that are running around that look like their skin is just rotting out there almost, and oh man, just talking about it is so nasty, bro. Because I've seen some, like, there's a lady in there that she was doing an interview and half her arm was missing, like, and it's open and stuff, and I'm like, oh, how do you?
Dude, come on.
Almost like some zombie stuff, bro. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, it was almost like
City, baby.
Oh, man. Hey, man. That's just, I mean, there was that
staph infection.
staph infection. Ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
I knew a couple friends that had to go to the hospital for that. What was that one drug that it was in South America and Russia? It's like I think it was Crocodilia. It was so basically, I think it was more. It was a lot in Russia. You would snort it or you would smoke it, and it would start to turn your like everything black.
Cocodrill?
Yeah, there you go.
They named it after the crocodiles because that's what it makes
Yeah,
your skin.
it made your skin turn
Yeah.
into like scaly.
that-
Gave you scales and
So this thing actually makes it fall off, like,
Yeah.
God, and I'm like, you start seeing like their muscles and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I almost threw up during the interview. I had to stop half of it. Some of them, I can't really watch it, bro, because
Yeah.
it's one thing. Like, if I can go watch a Saw film, if I really had to, it's not my preferred type of film. But I know that all this stuff is kind of fake, and
Right.
you know, the idea of it being that somebody could be real doing it is one thing. But like when it's like, oh man, this is actual human
I can't even show that Crocodilia
No,
effects
don't,
on the
no,
screen.
man.
Like, YouTube will probably ban us for that.
I'm drinking, dude.
Yeah.
Stop.
Dude, like, I almost had
bad.
Dom throwing up here.
dude, it's gross.
No.
It's gross. Like
That was gross.
I heard about it like so many like years ago because that's what people were starting to like. When people couldn't get a hold of like drugs, this became like a super cheap alternative to smoking crack or meth or any of that. So people in Russia and I think it was in South America were doing it like at an alarming rate. And you just start and people, it was such a cheap drug, they just keep going back. And the more they went back, that's when skin started happening, and it just got like, yo,
Yeah, no,
this.
it was bad. Just, you know, point and moral of the story: don't do drugs.
Well, yeah, there you go.